Hello everyone. I am going to be reading out a comment that was left under Young Pharaoh's YouTube channel. Someone had made a comment about it and I just wanted to relay it here. Okay, so the comment said, if Lucifer is the true God, it would explain why prophets say that so many people would be going to hell. Billions of people. Why would God allow a world to get to this point if he is real? What is he needing to prove to allow the world to have so much evil? Someone else had an answer. They said the answer is in the Bible, a prophetic book that the YouTube channel Young Pharaoh claims is a joke. It's funny how he speaks of a Satan, but he hasn't clearly identified the true God or how anyone can receive guidance from him other than from oneself, which is self-worship, which is satanic, or by watching his own YouTube channel. Satan challenged God's sovereignty at Genesis 3 verse 4 and 5, also Proverbs 27 verse 11, and Job 2 verse 4. Those are references. He put into question a human's ability to be faithful as well. In short, he implied creation of the purpose earth for humans was ultimately flawed. Adam and Eve threw humanity into this experiment with independence from the true God and Satan vying for worship all the while. If you see Matthew 4 verse 9, we are on a stage, a court case to prove if Satan is right, and we are being given plenty of time with all sorts of man-made constructs, ideas and governments to see if we can do it on our own. Look around. Epic fail. In the future, no one, angelic or human, will be able to deny the utter failure of human rule. God has been painfully generous to allow this so there won't be any doubt left in anyone's mind. This case will set a needed precedent for all who want to willingly serve him. This is all in scriptures. A lot of what young Pharaoh says is in the Bible, but we are in a foretold time where people will be indoctrinated to discredit the Bible. All this anti-religion rhetoric, albeit justified, it was foretold. If you see Revelations chapter 17 and 18, false religion is a whore of Babylon. It will soon be destroyed by the government. But in the meantime, people are being prepped to leave religion, hence a channel like Young Pharaoh, which is cool, I suppose, but it doesn't offer a viable alternative and destructively leads one from the truth hiding in plain sight in the Bible. Did you know the Roman Catholic Church for centuries prohibited and suppressed Bible reading? This is an implication they know what the real deal is. Most know, won't study it for themselves, and take it from they have heard that it is false, so they won't believe it. Yet it's the only truly prophetic book on earth, with which makes it unique. Two prophecies are yet to be seen. Be on the watch. Number 1, an unprecedented cry of peace and security. You can find that at Thessalonians 5 verse 1 to 3, and following that will be the destruction of false religion by the United Nations, the beast system, and it will be horrific. See Revelation 17 verse 17. So young Pharaoh is really just helping the prophecy along, exposing false religion, but that's not enough for a truth seeker. The good news and hope of the aftermath is what's motivating, and that is God's kingdom on earth. Jesus, who is so disparaged here, simply came to teach man in person how to raise your vibrations, if that's the word a lot of people are using. I personally don't use it. Everything young Pharaoh talks about on the low. That's why it resonates with so many people. It's truly the path to life. But what is righteousness? Do you have to keep coming here to find out? Wouldn't that be a religion sort of thing? Point being, religion in and of itself is truly natural as long as it is true. Religion is simply the feminine half of the construct to either elevate or debase man. God and his real figurative woman, aka the organization, his church, unites to produce children. Satan and his whore will have you all throwing up rainbows and pyramids in the not too distant future. Believe that. Funny how we now know pyramids weren't built by normal human beings, but built by the gods from the sky and their giant sons. But many refuse to believe Christ came from the sky as a human for 33 years. Same process. Aliens and hybrids were here. Simple. Thing with the Bible is the morals. Most don't want to go by them. So they contrive dozens of excuses to discredit it. I'm honestly shaking my head. It's a book that will take you to your core, and most don't want to go there. For the word of God is alive and exerts power and is sharper than any two-edged sword and pierces even the dividing of souls and spirit and of joints from the marrow, and is able to discern thoughts and intentions of the heart. Verse 13. And there is not a creation that is hidden from his sight, but all things are naked and openly exposed to the eyes of the one to whom we must give an account. This is from Hebrews 4 verse 12. And this is the truth. That's basically it. Oh yes, but we can thankfully self-induced experiment is temporary. I forgot to add that the hypocrisy of false religion could speak for itself, which would turn away many with good reason. But people still have good questions that need and deserve to be answered if one seeks it. And we are being tricked into thinking it's not in the Bible. Ironically, still today, the world's most widely distributed book. So, the warfare is clear. Young Pharaoh is cool. I love his work to a point. He's spoken a lot of truths about, Democrats versus Republicans and why lots of people should vote for Trump and the presence of, demonic agents in the government. But he operates for ego, and it gets beside him in relation to true knowledge. And yes, there is a true knowledge. You can't have a Satan and not have a true God or Christ. What would be the point of Satan and all the Freemasons roaming around? I hope a lot of people catch on, because outside of the science, young Pharaoh is a talking contradiction. He needs to stick to science and stop placating people that have zero intention of picking up a Bible and studying it for themselves. He does use a lot of Christian morals and quotes as the base for a lot of his videos. Most take everything he is saying hook, line, and sinker. I watch because he is excellent with science, and science agrees with the Bible on metaphysical and a material level, and the legendary stories add up. He constantly speaks of being righteous. Okay, great, but on whose terms? His or the individual themselves? Doesn't everyone think they know better? Satan is very real. So is Christ. And so is the creator of both of them. Satan just went rogue, and gods from the sky, aka fallen angels, came down here, took wives, and wreaked havoc on earth with their hybrid sons. They even found Atlantis. That's beside the point, but more proof of a pre-Diluvian advanced civilization. And they all spoke of gods from the sky. So why couldn't there have been a Jesus to show man many of the same concepts young Pharaoh talks about? He did. He's feeding folks the Bible through the back door, all the while catering to their desires not to be told how to live. I'm really shaking my head. The exact same false sense of independence Eve wanted. Verse 3 says, "For there will be a period of time when they will not put up with the wholesome teaching, but according to their own desires, they will surround themselves with teachers to have their ears tickled." This is from 2 Timothy 4, verse 3. I hope everyone enjoys their day and actually picks up a Bible.